What's up, people of the internet? I'm back again with What If Deku Was Springtrap, Part 3. Now, some people have answered my questions. The ship for this, what if, will be Mirko. It's going to be Mirko. And only one of you suggested a thing for quirk, but that quirk is, already done better by the illusion disc. Now, we last left off with Deku going to sleep in, his room. He would wake up the next day with an idea. He teleports into the grounds of UA into Todoroki's room. Todoroki would look at him like, "Why the fuck are you here? I could get caught and found out." He goes Deku would go "You don't have to worry about getting found out. I turned myself into, invisibleness by my illusion disc. My illusion disc can allow me to do many things. But right now, I'm going to do something. I hope you had no attachments to that Momo girl, 'cause she's dying today." That's when Todoroki would be like, "What? No, I have a fucking crush on her, man." He goes "And whose servant are you?" That's when Todoroki would realize he really has no say in it. So Deku would sneak into Momo's room while she's still asleep and grab her and teleport her to the League of Villains base. After riding all over he'd come back with some, dead bodies, writing in on the walls in their blood, "It's me. I'm back. I will always come back." And then he realizes there's a security system here, and UA is hooked up to the entirety of the internet and some of the best government local stuff. Meaning, he uploads Glitch Trap into UA's system. Meaning, cameras and stuff will not be able to see him very well. Glitch Trap can do a lot of things to cause some mayhem. And, that's all I'm going to say about Glitch Trap for now. But Deku goes back to the League of Villains base, into the torture room where Momo's at. He looks at Momo and asks, "Do you know who your real father is?" She asks, "What? How? My father is my real father." That's when Deku laughs and says, "No, your father puts on a facade in front of you. Your father was one of the people that murdered me. Now tell me where he is." Momo would be like, but I don't know." And that's when Deku would start getting angrier and angrier. Every time he keeps asking, every time he keeps hurting, she keeps replying with, "I don't know." And then he gets an idea and tells her, "You will tell me, or I'll kill you. And then use your quirk to kill your father." She says, "You don't have the power to take quirks, so you're screwed there. You might as well kill me." Deku laughs and then does as she requested. He splits her head open with a fire axe. He goes to All For One with the body and asks, "Can you withdraw the quirk from this body? I would love to have it." All For One asks what this quirk would be. And Deku would say, "It is a creation quirk." Hold on a second. And, well, time to resume where I left off. All for One gives Deku, well, Momo's quirk. The second it goes into Deku's body, though, it evolves. The quirk no longer has a real downside. The only downside is that he has to know what things are made out of in order to, well, really make them. But it doesn't run off his body fat. Now, I'm going to do a little plug-in. Deku does go to, well, UA time to time. One day he notices the big three. He follows them to their training and sees that Mirko is the one person with One for All, and sees how much he acts like All Might. He sees All Might's there training him as well. And seeing this pisses Deku off. And then, well, the room fills with a gas, because Deku did manage, well, he wasn't dumb when he was fighting Midnight and them before his first capture. He did take some of the gas of Midnight's, and he made it into a gas grenade, making the same type of powerful product. The gas grenades. And, well, he throws the grenade in the air. They start wanting to pass out. Mirko and All Might, being tougher than the other two, are still standing. And then, bam, fire gets lit into it. Well, it combusts, exploding, killing the other two people that were there. Mirko's clothes are burnt off. Well, he used his original quirk to avoid, evisceration. All Might, luckily it was far enough from the blast that it wouldn't hurt him, but he was feeling drowsy. As Mirko sees it, their janitor attacking them, he runs up on him. As he's about to hit Deku, Deku teleports to All Might and grabs All Might by the throat and laughs in that one classical way that a madman would do it. He starts with a low-pitched laugh and starts getting higher and higher till it's just yelling, that type of laugh yell. All Might wonders what the fuck's wrong with this man. And then he stops his sound disc and looks All Might in the eyes. He's standing there staring face to face with Deku. Deku laughs and says, "So, All Might, I'm gonna ask this again. I'm gonna ask you this. Why did you erase Nana Shimura?" He says, All Might says to, Deku, "I erased her so the public wouldn't panic about All for One." And Deku starts laughing and says, "Well, you gave your quirk to the wrong person. So you now pay for your crimes with your life." Deku sets him down, and All Might tries to buff up, but it's excruciating for him, and he slowly starts doing it. While he's slowly doing it, though, Deku grabs it punctures his hands through the middle of All Might's chest and starts pulling him apart from the inside. Kind of like that Johnny Cage Mortal Kombat X finisher, where he goes like, "Here's Johnny," to the middle, except for he doesn't stop when there's enough space to view his face. he just rips through All Might in half. All Might, this isn't a painless death, or a quick death, because he's still conscious afterwards. So he sees Mirko run at Deku enraged. Deku teleports behind Mirko, and gives Mirko the illusion that he's still transparent, as he ran through Deku. So Mirko reveals himself fuller, because he thought he wasn't giving himself enough showing himself enough to hit Deku, meaning he's twice as, visible. And then that's when Deku chops off his legs, grabs Mirko by the neck, and says, "You transfer one for all, and I will let you live." Mirko says, "I'd rather die, but wouldn't you want your quirk to survive? I'll find a worthy user of the quirk." Which Mirko reluctantly agrees to and says, "You better do it on your honor." And that's when Deku laughs. "I'm giving it to the last person of Nana Shimura's bloodline that's still alive." Deku teleports back to the League of Villains base and shoves the hair down Shigaraki's throat. Shigaraki was like, "What the fuck, man? What the fuck did you just make me eat?" And that's when Deku starts laughing. "Congratulations. You are now the 9th user of One for All." And they all hear this like, whoa. Deku starts laughing. "Now, I do got something to do before we they do their little camping trip." Deku, goes out into the middle of the road, just standing there. That's when the number 3 hero and the number 2 hero approach him. Number 2 being Mirko, and number 3 being, the guy whose bullets never miss. He shoots a bunch of holes into Deku, and he starts saying, "I thought you would be tougher than that." And that's when the illusion fades. They see the fire, the dead, all the pain and suffering around them. Because Deku made it look like it was just an empty street, where there was nothing wrong, where everyone was okay. And they see the dead. Deku shoots the man who never misses his shot, which is the number 1 hero now, making him, dead. And now Mirko's the number 1 hero. But before she could react, she gets knocked out by Midnight's gas that Deku still had. And he teleports her to the League of Villains base. She wakes up in a springlock suit. Not as, Deku's suit, but pretty similar to it. He crouches down next. He's sitting right beside her and asks, "You want to die in this room where no one will ever find your body? Or are you willing to make a deal?" She keeps her cool and asks, "I'm the hero with no regrets. What kind of deal could you be offering?" "Simple," Deku would say. "You work under me, and I'll let you live. But you say no, I'll give you a very painful death. Because that suit around you's gonna crush your bones, your body, and make it look like me." As Deku lifts the head of the animatronic he's trapped in, showing his dead corpse's head and face. How rotted and broken it is. She shudders in fear, and Deku laughs. I'm the only person out here that can crank your little spring-lock suit spring locks back into place. You have 3 minutes to think of an answer. At the end, when I was about to hit 3 minutes, Deku starts cranking slowly. He asks, Mirko for her answer. Mirko, also if you don't know who this is, it's the rabbit hero. She says, fine, I'll join you. Deku laughs and releases her. He was like, I'd be cautious. There's a bomb in your head. If you dare disobey, you'll die in a moment's notice. She shudders with fear. Deku walks out. But this isn't, really the League of Villains base. It looked like it, though. It's not a bar. It's an empty warehouse. When she walks out of the room they were in, she sees many, many robots. She asks, what are these? Deku starts laughing. He goes like, I've murdered a lot of children, put them in these suits. And now I'm going to release them on UA. And these aren't any normal kids. These are all the people who are quirkless in the world, now as ghosts given a chance to kill the people with quirks. And he teleports them all to UA and activates them all. They all hear of an attack happening. All of UA is dead. They hear. Everyone at the League of Villains base. Now, Toga did leave, and, Todoroki was a survivor. Because, he was, Deku's minion. And Deku brings his little group together and asks them, you ready for one mission where we could possibly do some good? The two people with a heroic personality say yes, and Toga says no. Deku laughs and says, we're going to kill everyone in the Overhaul's gang. Everyone, once they hear this, go like, are you crazy? Deku laughs and asks, when have I not been crazy? I fought the #1 hero in a small enclosed room without a quirk. I'm pretty sure I am the definition of crazy. They all realize he is pretty, off the hinges. Deku, leaves. Leads them to, Overhaul's place. They stealthily take out the guards. The others being a bit louder than he is, but he makes it to Overhaul's office. He crawls out of the vent that was behind Overhaul, as he, is looking at Eerie. He sees what he's doing to Eerie, and it angers him. He sees red glowing behind them. Actually, the type of glow he sees is a gray type of glow. He is so angry that Overhaul can see the spirits of those who he's killed swarming around him as he gets grabbed by the neck. Overhaul does delete Deku's arm. And it was his left arm. Deku screams out in pain, and then pulls a gun on Overhaul and shoots him in the head. Deku takes Eri after, Overhaul's gang was killed by the rest, and go to the League of Villains hideout. All for one would be like, so you've killed an entire gang, murdered almost all the heroes in Japan, to where you're now the #1 villain in the world. So why are you back here? Deku says simple. He snaps his fingers, teleporting right in front of All for One, grabbing him by the neck, telling him, "Give me one for all, or I will kill you." All for One has no choice but to give him All for One. So All for One gives up his quirk. And, he goes to Shigaraki and tells him to do the same thing, or it's going to be a very painful death. And after that, he murders the rest of the League of Villains, except for Dabi. Because Dabi and him are actually pretty cool. And then he asserts himself as, Japan's leading authority. He is now the leader of Japan, because who would fight the man who took down All for One, Overhaul, and All Might in the span of a year? Soon the entire country of Japan was at his foot. No one really had the ability to stop him. Now, if you're wondering why am I ending it at episode 3, is because, I could just make it to where he follows and then does all this stuff, but, I just find it easier to where we don't do the attack and have the that wouldn't even happen anyway. One for All would just destroy the rest of those heroes and insult All Might, destroying All Might. So yes, this is the end of Deku. What if Deku was Springtrap? But in the comment section below, do you want me to do a hero Deku next, a vigilante Deku, and if so, who should I do? I have somebody already suggesting Superman. And obviously I will pick up series as, once Season 5 starts. So once Season 5 of My Hero Academia starts, I will pick that up. Now, I'm pretty sure there was the Gentle Villain arc that you all might be wondering why I'm not doing. And it's because, Deku would just easily make him hallucinate that he's one place and kill him right behind him. But please, in the comment section below, say who you want next, and what ships you want for that. For who you want next, just say who you want next, actually, and then we'll decide ships on the first episode. But tell me if you wanted, the next one to be a vigilante or hero. Someone was wanting Superman, but there's also another idea I have. I do want to know, should I end up doing this one? This one would be, what if Deku was? I could either do, what if Deku was entered? What if Deku... my plan is either do, what if Deku was entered, aka another villain AU, What if Deku was Superman, a hero AU? Or what if Deku was a ultimate Deathstroke? I think that's what it was called from the comic book series where you could copy anyone's powers. But yeah. This is where I'm going to end it off. See you next time. Please like and subscribe. You don't really have to subscribe, but please do. It does help in the long run. It helps get my channel to more people who would like to see my content.